Hey everybody, from 103, this is Bill. Promised I'd bring you a little video update today as we get into our second essay. Let me talk real quick about how yesterday went. First of all, looked like everything went fairly smoothly. I think 18 or 19 people took the quiz, which is great. There will be, 4 or 5 more, so look out for those. But it seems like everybody had no problem getting in. That's wonderful. The only problem was I didn't have it set so that you could see it right away. I've learned from that. I will make sure that doesn't happen ever again, I hope. If it does, I will always be sitting right by the computer, so if something's not popping up, let me know immediately, and I will make sure that that gets addressed. In terms of the forums, a couple things I'm seeing. I went through today's forum. I took all of the questions that I had set up and I created a different thread for each of them. That will hopefully fix the problem of having several threads talking about the same thing. We can keep like things grouped together. So there's no need to start a new thread if you don't want to. If you do have a great thing you want to talk about, great, start a new thread. Otherwise, you just want to post in the ones that I've created, that will be fine too. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to remember to do that for every discussion moving forward. I will try. I can't promise. So if you ever jump into a discussion forum and all you see is a bunch of questions and no threads have been started, if you want to cut and paste one of those questions and start a thread, that's great. Hopefully we can do that without people mimicking other people's threads and have 6 or 7. So maybe just give it a few seconds. If you're going to start one, wait to make sure nobody else has already started that, and then go from there. Okay, so that's the good news, right? The quizzes went well, the discussions yesterday went well. Here's the bad news. Last night I went through, I looked at everybody's threads, I responded. There's some great ideas starting to form there, and I tried to prompt some other really great ideas based on what people were posting. I sent out a message last night encouraging everybody to jump back on and read those at least. As of right now, only 3 new posts have been made, okay? The writing assignment that I'm about to introduce, you are allowed to use the texts that we're discussing for that assignment. So you're going to want to go back in there and really dig into some of that stuff. There's a couple threads that are looking at the word dog, analyzing that term. We talked about it behind your back like a dog. There's some really cool ideas starting to form there. You might want to use those in your essay. So jump back in and read those and comment on those. I've asked people to kind of look at what the kids are learning about white folks as a result of their parents. So I'm hoping people are jumping in there and getting into that conversation. Okay, so if you haven't gone back to the Monday's discussion, go through, read those posts, add some more stuff. Okay, we're starting to get into some good stuff, but we need to go deeper. I will be grading those based on how many times people post, so you should at least post 5 times. At least one of those should have textual analysis, where you're bringing in a quote and teaching your fellow classmates how to see it in a new way. I saw several posts. I don't know that I saw a lot of textual analysis. So hopefully you've done that by today's class. If not, maybe I'll leave that open a little longer so you can go back and do some of that stuff. The forum today, we're doing A&P and Connie from Where Are You Going, Where Have You Been? Both of those stories are so rich with things that we need to analyze. So that discussion forum will at least be open until next Monday. So post initially here, during class time, come back several times throughout the weekend and just check in and see what people are responding, so that we can, really, really get in deep to those 2 stories that many of you may end up writing about for your essays. Okay, so now we need to talk about essay number 2. Like essay number 1, this one's going to be tough, guys. So do not blow this one off. Do not put it off. It's a little easier in that you're allowed to use classroom discussions. So you're allowed to use texts that we are doing in class. So hopefully those discussion forums are generating some really good ideas. But I'm really hoping that these force you to think and critically look at some issues. All right, so the 2 themes we're looking at until we get to Catch-22 are the coming of age and the man, right? So right now we're looking at coming of age. Essay 2, and I'll be looking off camera because I've got the assignment sheet here on my computer. Essay 2 has two options. Option number 1 has to do with coming of age. All right. I started this assignment with an assumption that I'm going to kind of force you to have as well, at least for the duration of the assignment. So my assumption is this. Different factors cause you to come of age differently. Okay? Growing up in a middle class household meant that I had to come of age much differently than Paris Hilton, who was filthy, filthy rich. Okay? She had to learn different things, go through different experiences than I did to kind of come of age, to kind of make that transition from childhood to adulthood. Okay? Sylvia or Esperanza, who have far less money, might have to learn different experiences, might have to go through different things than the rest of us, who may be middle class or upper class. Okay, women have to learn different lessons to kind of find their place in society than men do. People who are homosexual have to experience things differently as part of their search for identity than heterosexuals. Okay, class, gender, race, sexuality, disability, two-parent households, rural versus urban, single-parent households versus double-parent households. All of these things, okay? All of these things are going to, in some way, impact coming of age. Okay? So, the question for essay number 1, and I have it here, and there's a big blank. Okay, you're going to take 2 stories, okay, and then ask yourself, what do these 2 stories tell me about growing up? Blank. Okay, so pick one of those things that I've listed, and if not one of those things, something else that makes sense to you. But have an idea, right? I'm going to write an essay about growing up Native American, okay? And what do Native Americans have to experience as part of their search for identity that people who are not Native American don't have to go through? I hope there wasn't a double negative in that sentence, sorry. Okay, so that's the starting point, okay? Pick one, okay? Your essay is about class, all right? Then take 2 stories that we've looked at and then use those to formulate a thesis, okay? What does it mean to grow up poor as opposed to grow up middle class or upper class, okay? What does it mean for somebody like Sammy, whose parents hover over him and make decisions for him, as opposed to, let's say, Connie, whose parents are kind of more absent in her life, okay? So start there. If you're going to do this assignment, start there. What's the one thing you want to write about? How are you going to fill in that blank on paragraph 2 of the assignment sheet, okay? What do these stories tell me about growing up poor, okay? And then formulate a thesis, okay? Make an argument. What are you trying to convince me? All right. Something to keep in mind for this assignment is that the thesis isn't about, I'm going to use Connie and Sammy as examples because that's who we're talking about today. Okay? The assignment is about growing up with controlling parents as opposed to non-controlling parents. Okay? So your thesis statement should reflect that. Your topic sentences should reflect that. Your topic sentences shouldn't be about Connie. Your topic sentences should be about growing up with parents who ignore you. Okay? And then you use Connie as an example in that paragraph. Okay? Your next topic sentence will be about growing up with parents who dictate everything in your life. Okay? And then you use Sammy as an example. Okay? But you don't have to, you shouldn't mention Connie or Sammy in your topic sentences because the essay is not about Connie or Sammy. Connie or Sammy are the evidence. And I'm just using those 2 as examples. You can use any coming of age story that we've looked at this semester. Okay? Like the last essay, you're going to make 3 claims. You've got 2 stories, so you're going to want 6 body paragraphs. Okay, so a total of 8 paragraphs for this assignment. All right, introduction, 3 body paragraphs for Esperanza, 3 body paragraphs for Connie, and a conclusion. Okay. What I'm assessing, just like the last essay, is how well you're analyzing the text. Okay, this is what I'm pushing everybody to do in the forums now, more and more. Are you bringing in the text? Are you showing me how to read that sentence? Okay, so again, in the forums, I'm calling people's attention to the word dog, okay? When Sylvia says that her parents talked about her behind her back like a dog, that sentence, that's really important, okay? And I'm prompting people in those discussions to find the other word that it connects to show why, because I'm making an argument about parents. I'm making a causal argument about parents, okay? I want to show that Bambara used that word very deliberately to tell us something, and I'm hopefully prompting people in our discussion forums to figure out what that is. So you want to do the same thing. Bring in the text and teach me how to read. I want to know why she used that word dog. I think it's real important because it connects to a different word in that text. I want you to find that and figure that out. Okay. So in your analysis paragraphs, do the same thing. Bring in the author's words. Teach me how to read. Okay. We spent that one class with Hemingway going through and stopping word by word almost and asking, why does he call her the girl? Why? That's the one that sticks out to me. The American. Why is he American? Things like that. Okay, so break down the text for me. Show me how to read. Don't assume that I'm smart enough to see what you've seen. Teach me. Okay. This essay is basically a cause and effect essay, which means you're making causal arguments. Okay. So make sure that you don't fall into the logical fallacy of confusing chronology with causality. Okay. Yes, we know Connie's father wasn't involved in her life. Yes, we know that she went off with Arnold. Okay. Simply saying that those two things are related isn't enough without the textual evidence. Okay. You have to prove the because. Prove to me that Connie left with Arnold because her father wasn't involved in her life. Okay. And that's where you're going to use the text to show me, convince me that Oates left clues in there that prove this. Okay. I don't believe your thesis. You need to prove it to me, and you need to use the text to show me. Okay, I'm asking that everybody email me today and kind of give me some ideas about what you might want to write about. So individually, let's talk about these. Let's bounce some ideas off each other. Let's make sure that everybody's got a tight thesis statement before we move on, because we don't have a whole lot of time before this is due. We lost a week in the semester, so we're playing catch up. Okay. Before I forget, and before I get to option number 2, I did put I started to jot down some notes the last couple semesters of things that people want to keep in mind while writing this essay. So that's in our folder. It's a living document. I don't know that it's been edited. It's just kind of stuff that I was jotting down as I was grading last semester. But hopefully it'll help you kind of come up with some ideas for this assignment as well. So please make sure you read that. Okay, essay number 2 gets into the man, which is kind of the final few stories we're going to look at for this unit. Let me just scroll down and refresh my memory here real quick. Sorry, this is not a professionally made video. There's no editing, guys. You get all the warts and everything, including my family causing mischief as I do these things. Okay, so the question, according to the assignment sheet, says, right, do oppressed people suffer the same mistreatment, or does oppression mean different things to different groups? Okay, so we're looking at oppression for this one, right? We talk about the man, the force that holds you down. So pick 2 different groups of people who are oppressed, okay? Again, we're going to look at some Native Americans, we could look at women, we could look at homosexuals, we could look at African Americans, we could look at a whole host of groups, right? But pick 2 different groups, okay? We're going to do a whole week on Native Americans. So let's look at how Native Americans experienced discrimination, and then let's look at how African Americans experienced discrimination. Okay, and what I'm asking you to do is come up with a deeper definition of discrimination that you might already have in your head. Okay, you and I understand what discrimination is on a surface level. We may have experienced it ourselves. We may have seen it with one group, but let's look at a broader definition of discrimination based on how it operates within 2 different camps, okay? As with any essay, the purpose is to get you to learn something, okay? So I'm asking you to kind of explore discrimination from different viewpoints and come up with a new understanding, a new thesis, okay? Your paper is designed to give me a greater insight, to show me what you've learned about this, okay? So we're going to look at discrimination from different angles and see what's going on. Okay, I know that the prompt says, right, is the nature of oppression the same for all groups, or does it differ from oppressed people to oppressed people? Okay, this is not a yes or no question. Okay, do not, your thesis will be far too narrow if you just say, yes, it is the same. Okay, this isn't a compare contrast essay. This is the definition essay. Okay, so if you're just going through and comparing, well, Native Americans have to experience this, but African Americans have to experience that, you're doing the assignment wrong. What you want to do is use those comparisons or contrasts to tell me what you've learned about oppression as a force. Okay, so think of this as a definition essay, not a compare-contrast essay. Okay, once again, same length. All right, you've got 2 stories, you've got 3 groups. So intro, 6 body paragraphs, conclusion. Of course, a works cited page is required for both of them. Just like I was talking about earlier, you need to use the text. Okay, dig into the author's words. This is what I'm forced to grade when I assess these things. So how well are you breaking down the author's text, showing me how to see these words in a new and different way? Okay, that's the key. Regardless of which one you choose, shoot me an email today. Let me know what you're thinking. Let's bounce some ideas off. Let's communicate. I can't hold office hours except virtually, but I think in order to be successful, each and every one of you is going to have to email me and bounce some ideas off, and let's formulate a thesis. I will be directing conversations on the forums to kind of lend themselves to this. I've written in people's journals that they may already have some good ideas for this, but we're going to have a lot more communication. So please, don't be afraid to email me. Let me help you with this assignment, because it's going to be difficult. Okay. Again, please, if you haven't already, go back and look at the discussions surrounding House on Mango Street and the lesson. There's a lot of ideas that are starting to percolate there, but we need to develop them further. And I think that there's some really good stuff going on there that can be used for this assignment, but if you're not reading it, you're not going to get it. Okay, so some of the answers are there. Go take them and contribute to them. As you continue to post, make sure you post at least 5 times, but make sure that at least one of them you've broken down some text and analyzed it. Okay, so I'm bringing in a sentence, I'm teaching people how to read it. That's what's going to differentiate the B's from the A's right now. Okay, I'll be going through and I'm taking notes so that I can assign discussion points at the end of the semester. I'm not going to say if you have any questions, email me. I'm going to say email me. Everybody should have questions at this point. Even if it's just, hey Bill, can I write about these 2 stories? Hey Bill, what about this? One of the prompts for this week, I think I just said, let's start to make a list of things we could write about. Okay, so gender, race, class, sexuality. Let's make a huge list so that people have one to pick from, and we can go with that. And then where are you going, where have you been especially? Really, both these stories this week. Some of the greatest stories we have we're doing today with Sammy and Connie. So really engage deeply in those forums, because there's going to be some great discussions. There's so much, especially with where are you going, where have you been, that we need to talk about. Okay, so I look forward to seeing your emails. I look forward to reading your comments online. I need to communicate with each and every one of you so that we can get this done and wrap out the semester. So I hope everything's going okay. I hope you're staying healthy and staying sane. This may be one of the last times you have to ever see my face. But you're definitely going to have to communicate with me virtually. So take advantage of the fact that I'm here and I'm trying to do my best I can to help you guys out. I will talk to you online. Thanks, guys. Bye.